Do you have a memorable Holy Week? I have two. The year was 2008, and I was preparing for my baptism. Wow, that week was so eventful. There were a lot of preparation, and then I entered into new life. But over the years, I realized not all the Holy Weeks become as clear and as memorable as the first one. How about you? Do you have anyone that's memorable? Dear friends, welcome to Fully Alive with Irene. As a mother who lives with a chronic illness, my days can just zip me by just like that. There's a lot of things to be done. There are chores, there's childcare, there are responsibilities. And seasons also pass me by quite quickly. Remember like this year, we just had Chinese New Year and then Lent started. So it's like, oh, we're moving from one to one. Sometimes I don't remember things that well. And I like to share with you when I say my second memorable Holy Week, that was last year, 2023. It was Wednesday. And we started the Easter experience on the Wednesday. And in the afternoon, I went for acupuncture. And we decided to go to a park where we have never been to. So we went there and with the hope to get like some playground time for my daughter. But unfortunately, they taped it off, so we couldn't do that. But it's a nice park, let's go for a walk. And they have some water show. Let's stay back, I thought. But I do remember seeing a sign that I don't quite like back then. So that night itself, I could not sleep. Could not sleep well. And the next morning, I woke up with pain over here. The pain comes and goes. Not too bad, no? Yeah, it comes and goes. It's like, okay, I can manage. Yeah, we went for cider meal. But after that, I got 2 weeks. I could not go for the mass in the evening. Then Good Friday, I felt better. We went for the service and felt fine. Like, there was pain, but manageable. And Saturday was another time that was like quite interesting. Like, it comes and it goes. Well, manageable. Sunday, the pain went up a little bit more. We had the celebration, but it's one of the reasons why it was memorable was because we have to miss the Sunday Mass. I was too. Easter Sunday Mass, I was way too weak to do anything. It was so painful, and amazingly, I could sleep that night. I fell asleep, and the next morning we decided that we'll go to the hospital. And I remember this quite clearly. When we arrived at the hospital, somebody was sensitive enough to see that I was in pain, got a wheelchair for me, wheeled me to the emergency bed, and the moment I was on the bed, I collapsed. I didn't remember anything. And in the middle, I woke up, but I was sedated, so I could not open my eyes. I know they were inserting needles somewhere. Then the next thing that I woke up, they asked me whether I want to be extubated. Of course, the answer is yes, There's a lot of drama, but that extubation led to a second intubation. And through that time, it was amazing how calm I was. Yeah, so calm. I went into my tomb like Lazarus on Easter Monday. God granted me this extraordinary grace that helped me to stay calm throughout my hospitalization stay. When I was having a tube, I couldn't talk, but I communicate by writing. And it was quite dramatic. And people were speculating, the healthcare professional. Excuse me. Yeah, they were speculating. I say, why did you get pneumonia? Because I had pneumonia at the time. That actually led to a myasthenic crisis, the failure of my lungs to actually function at the time. And why did you have pneumonia? Must be, they suggest, maybe it's aspiration. I didn't swallow enough. I was weak. I didn't swallow well enough that it goes to my lungs, and then it happens. And that led me to be quite afraid to eat. That's a story for another time. But what happened is that turned out I have pesticide-induced pneumonia, thanks to the park that sprayed pesticide, and I was hypersensitive towards chemical. It's so amazing what this time in the tomb, I will call it, when I was hospitalized, does to me. I realized at that point that when I prayed the prayer, beforehand. I said, God, if it's possible, please let this cup pass me. Just like what Jesus said, at the beginning of his passion. But I knew when I was in the hospital, this cup will not pass me without me drinking that. I have to go through that. It is necessary. And the calmness came about because I start seeing things from the point of view of the resurrection, from the point of view of hope. I knew God is with me. There was this assurance that, you have to drink it, but God's will be done. And his will is beautiful. His will is glorifying. His will is definitely for my good, for the salvation of my soul, in that sense. So that was so amazing, living there and having that assurance from God himself, that his passion, that I went in understanding how it felt like. And also being in the tomb in that time, I have the space to praise him, to glorify him, to have that confidence. I'll say that is so extraordinary. So that's how my Holy Week becomes so memorable. That prepares me into an Easter, into a time where I come through a journey of healing that has been so remarkable. I am grateful to where I am at today. And I see my suffering as making sense because I see it from the point of view of resurrection. So dear friends, I'd like to invite you on this Holy Week, the holiest week of the year, to ponder upon the suffering that you are carrying. And I'd like to invite you to have a look at it from the vantage point of the resurrection.